So we are here in Atlanta. This is the next day. I forgot to hit record on the landing and approach portion of the video, but that's okay because we messed a lot of stuff up in that approach anyways. It's been a while since I've flown the 737, so I forgot about some of the stuff we had to do. So here we are. We'll set auto brakes 2 basically, and all I did is I just I have a flight plan that's just from Atlanta to Atlanta, and I took off and I picked our Glavin arrival. We're direct hog, took off, and we're just direct hog right now. We'll be in the downwind. We were at 4,000 feet, so we're kind of just gonna hang out here for now. So a couple things we have to do. We got to pick our approach speed, which is we'll do flaps 30, 155 knots. Currently the weather here is 270 at 7, so nothing crazy. 108.7 and 275 on the final approach course. In the 737, you have to come down here and set this 108.7 and make that your active. That's your localizer frequency, and then you have to come up here and tune 275 as your final approach course. And we got that from these numbers. On the approach, the ILS runway 26 left, that comes from here. So basically it's just 108.7, 275, 2600 at DJ, and 1280 on the minimum. So we'll go ahead and set that. And once we're done with this, we're going to start a little descent down to 3,000 so we can make our base turn at DJ and then intercept between DJ and whatever that other fix is. I'll check it out here in a second. I forgot what it was. There's 1200 and not quite 1280. Oh, there's 1280. Okay, 1280. So between DJ and Mark, so we'll go ahead and drop it down to 3,000 and just do a little vertical speed descent. Just a nice like 800, 900 feet per minute. Nothing too crazy. Because the vertical speed doesn't really care about your airspeed. It just cares about if it'll do whatever it needs to do to hold the descent rate. That's why you descend in vertical speed and climb and flight level change. Because if you descend in flight level change and you have an odd airspeed set, it'll stall the airplane because it cares about the airspeed more than the vertical speed. And that's why you don't climb in vertical speed too much, obviously, unless you kind of know what's going on, unless you know that you're not going to stall it. But if you climb in vertical speed, it'll care about the climb rate more than the airspeed, and your airspeed will bleed right off. So climb and flight level change because you can set an airspeed you know you're not going to stall at. Descend because it doesn't really care about the airspeed. All you have to do is maybe throw a little bit of speed brakes out like we did. So we're in right traffic. We're in the right downwind for runway 26. That can be a little confusing because we're on the left side of the airport, but you say that because you make right turns. So that's why that's that. And then we'll get this heading bug set to where we're at right now, and we'll go heading mode so that way we can make that turn nice and easy. And we'll start getting a little bit slower. We'll maybe go to the up speed here just so we can get flaps 1 because we are going to try to keep this pattern tight. We're just going to go right off the final approach fix and then bring it right around for to be in between DJ there. Let's go ahead and just go flaps 1. The speed breaks down. Like that's a lot. That's a lot for flaps 1. That is not what flaps 1 looks like. Bumpy, just like it was on the descent. Everything looks good on the overhead. I guess I only have 4,000 set because that's what we were just kind of quote-unquote cruising at. And honestly, we could have stayed at 4 and then descended down like maybe in the turn or something like that. We're probably at 3,000 for a little bit too long. But yeah, a good time to turn more or less, like I said, is right whenever you're kind of abeam your final approach fix. You just have to be ready. You don't want the airplane to get away from you kind of. So we are going to drop it down to the flaps 1 speed. and then we'll set flaps 5. And we'll start that turn pretty much once we get to swept. Let's go ahead and set flaps 5 now. And we're gonna go ahead and start our right turn. Basically to the south is good for now. And we're gonna arm approach mode. You'll see VOR localizer come up here and then glide slope. And we'll bring it down to the flaps 5 speed. We're at about 178 knots it looks like today. Arm our speed brakes. And we could honestly go gear down. And let's see, we'll zoom in a little bit. We'll give it a little bit of help on the turn. Looks like, never mind, VR or localizer is already captured. We'll set this to our final approach course, 275, and we'll go ahead and go flaps 15, and just bug our ref speed. So we got 155, and we're just a couple miles from DJ, so we'll go ahead and set our flaps to 30. And you run through the landing checklist at this time. Also, set our miss approach altitude of 4,000 feet. So if we need to go miss, we'll go back up to 4,000. We can do that because, oh, I should have waited. Now we are on altitude hold, so it'll hold 3,000 for us, but you wait to change that until you get your glide slope capture, so it doesn't try to climb towards that 4,000. But we got glide slope capture, so we're okay. Speed brakes are armed, gear down, 3 green, flaps are 25, really? Oh, they are, yeah. Flaps 25, green light. Oh. Flaps are 30, green light. Auto brake 2, and our lights are on. So from this point forward, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. If your instrument conditions, you don't have to turn the autopilot off, but since it's visual, it is bumpy like crazy right now, but we will click the autopilot off and just hand fly it in just because it's fun. Give me the auto throttles first because it's so out of the way. And I'll take the autopilot. 2 clicks usually. 1 to take the autopilot off, 1 to silence the horn. It's not super windy today, it's just bumpy. It's at only 270, it's 7, but the temperature is 33 degrees Celsius, so. And we are stable at 1,000 feet. A little low on the glide slope, let's correct that. That was a little much.
Ooh, 500.
Oh, well.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue or landing. A little high.
100.
Sync rate.
30. 20.
Ah,
10.
try to get it down. Tried to get it down there, rough one, but that's okay. Reverses are out. Oh. tricks with it here. I'll make this left turn at Echo 5, which is going to be a little bit different from what you're going to see here whenever it cuts to the taxi in portion of the video, because I got off at Echo 7 last night whenever I did this, so forgive me for that. But anyways, I'll go ahead and let the last night version of me take over.